Hey, got ourselves a little buck ski. What we're gonna do is take him, cut that part off, take the flesh, and try to power wash it off. Get a little tan going, tan him up. So yeah, see you here in a minute. Show you what we got going. Shalom, Huiti. So day 2 after my deer, tagging the deer, little spiky spike. Call it Wesley's really. Whoa. My wife, mostly, I did a little bit of cutting, but we just got the meat all pretty much done, so ready to start canning and grinding, vacuum packing. But I just want to show you what I got going. So here, I fill this bucket up a little ways, get some water in there, and I didn't really show you too much of it, but pressure washed this out pretty good, so you can see it's a lot more white than it was. There's a bullet hole, one shot, and I think the bullet was stuck on this other side here, just stuck in, or maybe it was stuck in there, and maybe the hole's over here or something. No, that looks like the butt. That's the head, I think, or the hole's over here, and it was stuck right there. I think it's stuck right here though. The bullet, pulled it out. It might still be over in the yard over there, I don't know. But anyways, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this, might try trimming off some more of that excess stuff on the edges. We're gonna take this and scrub it up in the water, and we'll just clean it off pretty good, probably like 2 or 3 times, you know, fill up the bucket a little ways, and then dump it out. It's all dirty. Rinse, repeat, basically. But yeah, see in a little bit. Show you what it looks like. It'll look a lot better. It's all grass and hides probably all dirty and stuff. That's all I'm doing. And you can see the water's really dirty there. Yeah, it was super clean, so do this just a second longer. Take it out. Rinse and repeat. I want it in the dirt. Still on GoPro? Yeah. So, yeah, they said, or the video I watched said do this like 2 or 3 times until your water comes up clear. And I don't know if you're like looking off in a weird direction or what, but so we do this like 2 or 3 times until it's clear. Alright, so we washed it out a couple times. Water pretty much clear compared to the first time. So now this is what we're doing. We're gonna set up a little frame, and then I think my things here are like 7.5, and then here's like 4.5. So and then I'm gonna take these here and just cross them like that, and that should make it pretty strong. I might go grab my square, just I don't think it should really matter. We'll just get it up. We'll take it apart once we're done with it. After we're done with the hide, you know, we'll just take it apart and put it up somewhere so it's not a big old frame in the way. But yeah, here's what the hide's looking like. Probably could have kept a little more grass off it than I did, but live and you learn. This is my first one. my first deer I ever killed, honestly. So yeah, I could have done it with my elk hide, I guess, but first elk hide, didn't really know what's going on. Yeah, but yeah, show you something later on. I'm always picking my nose. I'll show you something when I'm putting in the little, I'm gonna do ringlets around the sides, and then we'll punch holes in the hide and get it stretched out. Hopefully it'll start drying good, you know, straight, flat, and we'll get some stuff on it. But yeah, I'm gonna start drilling. Drilling. Chela Huiti. So I haven't showed you much, but finish this hide. It is leather. Feels nice. A couple spots broke, but basically all I've been doing is I put the tandem stuff on it. Well, first we did salt, had it sitting there, salted it for a while. Hey, dang kids. All right, so basically salted it a few days, got all the salt off, set it out here, let it sit, I think without salt, for like a day or two, and then put that orange bottle tanning stuff on it, rubbed it in there real good, covered it up with tarp. It rained a couple days, but I don't know, been dry and nice last 3 days, so I uncovered it. Been working it with a big old, basically a dowel, sanded the end of it so it wasn't real sharp, you know, and just rubbed it everywhere. But you can see it, that's leather. But I'm just gonna go around with a razor blade and I'll trim out some of the crap parts, because as you can see on the top I didn't do that great, and got real hard on the edges. But yeah, for the most part it's real good. Still got the fur on the other side, and it seems to still be there okay. Probably just don't mess with it all that much. Hang that bad boy on the wall. I'll run in here real quick, show you what we got for deer meat, because we canned a lot. Had a bunch in the freezer, 2 freezer steaks. What are we getting ready for, Wesley? What's today?
Halloween.
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 This side over here, Korean barbecue. This side over here is just regular beef bouillon. But yeah, getting ready to go do some trick-or-treating. Then I'm gonna go cut that hide in a little bit. So yeah, off to do it. Never really filmed this way without a bill, but here's that hide again. I cut it off there. And what we're gonna do, here's what she looks like. It's kind of stiff. It's not really stiff. It's kind of what you imagine, like I don't know if anybody's ever worked with like that paper that's like, I don't know, maybe it's like homemade paper type shit. That's kind of what it feels like. It's a little stiff, maybe kind of like a cardboard, a thin one. What we're gonna do, and I think I'll just start with a little bit at first. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna sand it a little bit, give it a little bit of a, we'll see if that helps break it down just a little bit, you know, help it give it that kind of like a blanket. This back here, some of that's pretty soft, but there's still some spots that definitely use a little TLC, you know what I'm saying. Yeah, so just go in here like this, just from what I saw on YouTube. So she just wanted some chips. Back at, I don't know if I really said anything about how I shot it. It was early morning. My wife was working, so she just got off probably when, no, actually she was still working. I shot super early in the morning. What was it? Got my kids ready. I think it was a Thursday morning. Anyways, got my kids ready. We got in the truck and started jamming up there. I think they were up, and it was early. It was like an hour before daylight. We were driving up, and we get going. The lights just, you can just start seeing silhouette trees and stuff off in the horizon. And we come through timber, and as we're coming through, there's opening, and on the left here, there's a big old grass knob. And as we come through it, I start seeing, just through the silhouettes, and I could see a deer. And I was like, oh my gosh. And so I slowed down and stopped. And Wesley, behind me, my son, he goes, Dad, turn the music down. And he was the one that wanted the music on. So I turned the music down, and I'm like, nice, he sees it, that's cool. Sister, she's just jamming out on my phone, painting or whatever it was. And I pull up my nose, look in. Sure as shit, it's a little spiky. Probably like, I don't know, longer than that. I don't know, maybe something like that. And so I'm sitting there, I'm watching him. I'm like, well, probably what's gonna happen, since I've seen this my third spike this year. Probably what's gonna happen, he's just gonna get a spike. So I go to kind of pull over, because he's just sitting there staring at me. I was gonna wait for sunlight, or shooting light. And he kind of starts walking down and going away, so I wanted to stay next to him, and there was no cars around. So I start pulling up and driving with him, and he goes, crosses the road, and it drops off on the other side. So I pull up where he did, or where he dropped off, and I stop right there and turn everything off, and I'm sitting there waiting. Grab my phone from sister, checking the time or whatever. I think it was like 6:40 something or 6:50 something was shooting light. And so, like 2 minutes or a minute before shooting light, or no, yeah, it was shooting. I looked on my phone, it was a minute before. So I go real slow, put my boots on, and that's got to probably take a minute or two, because I still have my Crocs on. Put on my boots, get the gun, get out of the truck, tell the kids to, chill and be cool, just take a second. Make sure they have their waters and nobody's got pee and everything. Walk around to the front of the car, front of the truck, and I'm looking over the bank, looking around, and I kind of see a stump out there, and it's pretty close. It's probably only like 40 yards. And I'm looking around, and I'm not seeing anything. Well, I look back to that stump, and I can see him, an outline of that gray, that deer, and I'm like, oh shit, he's standing right there. So I get off to the side I look to my side, and there's a little hump in the grass there, and it's off the side of the road. And so I lay down on that hump, and I get the scope out, and I'm getting really good rest, sniper rest, I'm looking, and I find him, and he's walking away. He walked around the stump and started kind of walking away at an angle. And so I threw out a couple cow mews, and I thought he just stopped, but when we skinned him out, I saw that the bullet went through the front shoulder, it hit the lung, big old hole, and it was stuck in the hide on the opposite side, just back behind the ribs a little ways. But anyways, he stopped, and I was super slow, pulled the trigger as slow as I could. All of a sudden, and it went red in the scope. I was like, oh crap. Jack another shell in, and as I'm looking up over the top, the scope, I'm looking, and there's a log right there, and right behind the log is his legs sticking up in the air, and I'm like, oh my gosh, he's done, And so I just walked back to the truck, and put the gun, or open up the door, and as I'm putting the gun back in the truck, Wes goes, that was a good shot, Dad. And I'm like, oh, thanks, bud. He's like, I didn't hear a thing. He couldn't see it, but he is scared of the noise, so he is happy that it was real quiet. Anyways, put the gun in the truck, and I go back and look. I'm looking through my binos, and it's just laying right there, same spot. So I get it looking, and I see a little trail that went up, and I just needed to pull my truck up a little ways down the road. So I pulled it up a little ways, and there's a big old log pile. get up, run down there real quick with my bag, thinking I'm gonna throw them in the bag and just pack them up, you know. Well, what I should have done is gut them out. I didn't know how easy it was to gut a deer. Only done this elk, and you know, it was my first deer, so I just was like, well, I got my kids up there and I gotta go quick. So I didn't do any pictures or any filming really. I took my camera, GoPro down and stuff, but I was on the phone with my wife. And so I just grabbed him and started dragging him up the hill. It was probably like 75, 80 yards up the hill, up around a corner. And so I drug him and only had to carry him over like 2 little trees that were, you know, maybe like 2 foot off the ground across my little trail. And every little stop, I'd run up to the kids and check on them. And he was a pretty good sized little body on him. And anyways, to get him in the back of the truck, because I still didn't get him there. To get him in the back of the truck, I used my archery block, set it down, and I stood up onto that and stepped into the back of my truck as I lifted him up onto the block, and it rolled, you know. And so then I got hit because his head was kind of in the back of the truck. And so I lifted up as high as I could and used that block because it rolled his body just staying up that high. And it rolled him up almost in. And just as I got him back, then I just, you know, did a couple back steps and pulled him in. Threw the tailgate up, threw my archery block up, and then, yeah, took off. Got here back to the house and pulled out a tarp, and my wife, she was done with work and had gotten home, and so she was there to help me. I gutted it. We moved the guts out of the way. We skinned him out, quartered him, took some rib meat, took some neck meat, took the back strap, took the loins, and then, yeah. That's kind of badass, to be honest. Might have to do that with all of them. Alright. Well, that's pretty much it. My wife's gonna be mad at me if I don't vacuum that up, so I might have to get that done, but I think that's pretty cool.